Just settle into your meditation posture. What am I doing? Why? Sorry. Okay. Does it sound okay?
Yes.
All right, good. I'll turn this screen up so I can see you all. Right, so just check your feet and whether they've been in shoes all day long or slippers or high heels or runners, hiking boots. Maybe right now you're in socks. But whatever you're wearing, just allow your feet to connect with the earth below. Whether you're in a tall building or whether you're just in a house, and have your feet about at hips width apart on sits bones. Shoulders are aligned with the hips, and just lengthen the spine. Tip the head forward slightly. Tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, and just relax the jaw. And bring your awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the nose, cheeks, the mouth, back of the head. Just release any tension in the ears and the inner ears, your temples. Go to the back of the tongue and release that, and notice your jaw relax. Relax the back of the neck, shoulders. Allow your shoulder blades to drop down, but just keep lengthening your spine. Relax the throat, the chest, the belly, and all your limbs. And take a nice deep breath, just relax. So just notice maybe there is some sound in your environment. Just allow that sound to be there. And bring the mind to the breath, just noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And then just notice what's arising in the mind, trying not to identify with it. Allow the mind to do its processing. But try not to grab onto those thoughts or engage with them or judge them or criticize yourself. Just allow them to arise, and we've been putting our thoughts on little white fluffy clouds and just letting them float away. So just letting go of anything that is no longer serving you. Just let it go. Let it out of your life. You can watch it disappear and watch with objectivity. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones, spouses and children and best friends and people who you support, colleagues. And then there's those people in your life who are a bit more difficult for you. And then there's our complete strangers. And keep in mind that this friend, this enemy, this stranger, they're all changing place. They can change place at any time. Karma changes. Life is impermanent. And then keep in mind that this friend, this enemy, and this stranger, they all have the same capacity for Buddhahood, even the ones we don't like, and then they're all the same as us, also in that way, and also in their wish to be happy and to be free from suffering. So bring to mind, we'll do this practice of purification for all these people of our life, and thinking again particularly of Israel, who passed away several days ago. So they've been doing a lot of prayers for him at the center. Buddhist Medicine Buddha was done this evening. And this Vajrasattva practice was his main practice, I understood. So you can imagine him here with us reciting. So we're doing this practice on his behalf. So just remembering there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind. So equally, we can create positivity instead. So think like this. We start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you've done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, in any and all of our past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we ourselves will experience. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart, having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and think again, I'm sick of suffering. And then think, well, who can I turn to? What can I do about it? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. So you can imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. So remember, he's facing the same way as you. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light. He's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And he has this beautiful, radiant face. He's youthful. His eyes are long. They're shaped like lotus petals. And they're full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. And we just think about people that we've harmed, beings that we've harmed, and those who have harmed us. And think particularly maybe of someone you've harmed recently, maybe in the past. And then think of someone who's harmed you. And think particularly want to develop a wish them to be free from suffering, because the harm they've caused you will ripen as future suffering for them. So think like this: I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine doing the practice of purification. We start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dina Miboa Sutokaya Miboa Supokaya Miboa Anarakta Miboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Miboa Sutokaya Miboa Supokaya Miboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe. So be delighted all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified. And just imagine there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with the body. So next is a purification of the speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around, enters your crown, and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine that all the gossip, the inappropriate speech, harsh speech, useless speech, lying, talking badly about others behind their backs, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you and overflowing as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hom Pe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Miboa, Sitokaya Miboa, Sipokaya Miboa, Anarakta Miboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriam Kuruhum, Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajabawa, Mahasamaya Satra A Hompe, Vajrasapa Samaya, Manupalaya, Vajrasapa Dina Patita, Dida Miboa, Sitokaya Miboa, Sipokaya Miboa, Anarakta Miboa, Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me, Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Miboa Sitokaya Miboa Sipokaya Miboa Anarakta Miboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pay. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And the next is the purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra. This arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room, you switch on the light instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. The light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra, and all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment and grasping and neediness, bitterness and grudges, unhealthy desire and violence, all of this instantly dispelled with this light and mantra. Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dina Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahompe Vajrasapa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasapa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe excuse me, and be delighted that all delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause for why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. And think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time you can imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. So really try and feel that as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Now feel completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve, and a really crucial step in the purification process. And this is the determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. So we'll just be refraining. Think about refraining from something that's harmful. I think honestly, for most of us, it's our speech and our mind towards ourselves. So maybe one of those two things, or both of those, work on the weekend. Any negative self-talk towards yourself, maybe, or negative thoughts towards others. Any other habits that you have that are harmful to yourself. Think about refraining, even if it's only just for 5 seconds. So we've just, maybe just for a minute, we'll just think about that. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind Imagine he just melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And you think that my teacher's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind, they are the same. They just all kind of merge and melt into one. So just a little wee meditation on emptiness. In emptiness, there is no I, the creative negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there. You can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. You can also think that maybe the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche's swift return, the lamp of the Gaiden teachings, the supreme refuge, Lama Zopa, has departed in order to rouse the Dharma disciples who cling to permanence. Supreme Being, you took upon yourself the Kadam teacher's way of life and were bound to it night and day, greatly benefiting the teachings and transmigratory beings. Great master of the teachings, supreme guide for East and West, hidden yogi, Lama Tupten Zopa. Unrivaled Lama Zopa, you took His Holiness the Sovereign Lord of the Victorious Ones as your crown and followed all his instructions. Benefactor Lama Zopa, for the many public and personal needs of Tibetans and others, you opened the vase of resources and cleared away the suffering of hardship. One of great mind, Lama Zopa, you held helpless and voiceless animals with a mind of loving kindness and were their holy savior and protector. Siddha Lama Zopa, Lord of the ocean of mandalas, with the wings of emptiness and compassion, you crossed the waters of the generation and completion stages. Lama Tupten Zopa, great hidden yogi, ornament of the activities of the Gaiden teachings, in truth a great son of the victorious ones. Lama Ursul Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And for Geshe Cherub, beloved teacher leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Okay, everybody. Oh, I think that was the end of the Leila Rinpoche's prayer. That's okay, we can just do it now quickly. Having thought of me and other transmigratory beings of this degenerate age from your seat of lotus sun at the heart of Sangwa Yeshi, may the jewel that fulfills all wishes, emanating again with the brilliance of 10,000 suns, smile swiftly and without obstacles to our eyes filled with tears of faith. I don't know how that happened. That's a bit odd. Anyway, never mind. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Lots of love. Good night. I hope everyone has a good weekend. Wonderful weekend. Yes, you too, Kamala. Thank you. All right,
Thank you,
everybody.
Venerable